Hey everybody, I'm back. I know it's been a minute since my last video, but I haven't really been excited enough about anything new to want to make video until this thing arrived. This is the RotoSelect. And if you're the kind of person that watches knife content every day, you may have seen this on some other channels, but I think I have a very unique perspective here. And I want to make this video about three things. One, the product itself, the RotoSelect, and why it's the coolest new knife-related thing I've seen in months, if not years. Two, it's about a story of my best friend Julian. And three, what it actually takes to make something new in this world. It might be a little bit rambling, a little bit more philosophical. That's why I got the stand-up mic here. You know, I'm going to be sharing some personal stuff, so hopefully that'll be interesting. But first, let's look at what this is. RotoSelect is a collection, storage, and display gadget. I kind of have to use that word even though there's no electricity involved here because of just how quirky and cool this thing works. By twisting this knob on the side here, you're able to rotate through everything you have. When you get to what you want, pick it out, there you go. Now the way this is built, it solves a couple of problems that are kind of unique to collectors. And it solves them in a way that is totally different from anything else I've ever seen. The first problem is modularity. So as your collection grows and changes over time, RotoSelect can also kind of change to accommodate that. It's divided up into quadrants, and each quadrant has a different insert for a different type of thing. Right now, Julian has inserts for knives, pens, and watches, but because the dimensions are the same for each quadrant, it's going to be very easy for him to either develop new inserts for new types of collectibles or for you to get the schematics and 3D print something yourself, you know? I don't know, maybe you're into Hot Wheels, like those would fit in here, right? It's not just, you're not locked in to this one box you bought and the way that box holds stuff is not going to change. The RotoSelect, you can mix and match. It's for every collector. The other thing I think it solves in a really unique way is combining both storage and display. You know, those things are kind of in opposition. You want your storage to be safe and secure and sequestered, and you want your display to be on display, you know, out in the open. The RotoSelect feels like a really solid place to put a collection of stuff that you spent a lot of money and mental energy kind of curating and keep it nice. You know, some people who want to keep their stuff absolutely pristine like to lock it away in Pelican cases, cradled in foam. That's always felt a little crazy to me because you don't get to appreciate the things you have in a way, you know? You got to open the case to see them. Sometimes you got to unlock it. I don't know. Locking storage might be for some people, and there's actually hopefully a locking version kind of the RotoSelect that may be coming soon. But that's never made sense to me. I want to appreciate the stuff that I care about. And RotoSelect, I don't know, it kind of just does it better than anything I've ever seen. There's something that's always bothered me about spending all this time and money and mental effort curating a bunch of stuff that's, you know, weirdly important to me, and then just putting it in a drawer, having it all knock around every time you slide it in and out. I don't know. I've dealt with that. It's perfectly fine. It's a perfectly rational way to store your collection. But this is the first thing that seems like it has had as much thought put into it as collectors put into their collections. It's like it's worthy of your collection. And that's what feels so new about it. I think most people are going to be able to appreciate the quality of this thing just from feeling it, interacting with it, and using it every day. But I know what really went into making this because my best friend Julian is the one who made it. And now it's story time. So Julian and I have been friends since high school, and we became friends because we had a lot of overlapping interests and activities. You know, we were both in the Tucson Youth Philharmonic Orchestra. Julian was on viola. I was on percussion and piano. We ended up going on some orchestra trips together. We hung out at school. We had some stuff in common. In fact, a lot of people even said that we looked a lot alike. And you know what? I actually have, hold on. These are actual film photographs from a trip that Julian and I and another friend, Sam, took to Vancouver, British Columbia in, I want to say like 2011, 2012. Anyway, here he is. Sorry, Julian, but that's Julian. I think one of the reasons that Julian and I became such good friends is because we shared a similar obsession with design. Back in high school, I didn't quite have the language to describe that. I just felt like I was really picky, like I cared too much about what I put in my pockets and what I wanted to have on my desk and the clothes I wore and the shoes my parents would let me get, and I was just sort of figuring that stuff out, and Julian was too. And I remember going thrifting with him down on 4th Avenue. For anybody who knows Tucson, we ended up having this discussion around the things we were seeing, like why they were good or not good, and what made them quality or poorly made, and how we could identify that, and what that said about like what we were willing to spend our money on. And I don't know, it at the time it struck me as like, I can't believe I'm having this conversation with somebody else, because this stuff has sort of been running in my head in monologue, and here I'm finally getting to hash it out with another person. And like, I didn't know other people felt this way about stuff. Even though Julian and I live across the country from each other now, I still got to see the development of the RotoSelect as it went. So I can say for a fact that every millimeter of this thing has been obsessed over to make it as near to perfect as it possibly can be. And I did get a chance to offer some feedback on some of the early iterations. I helped him develop the knife inserts so that they would fit about 95% of folding knives, and that they wouldn't be touching each other when they were all stacked like this. Ultimately, RotoSelect is so much more than just a box to put your stuff. I think if you're a collector who's honest with themselves about how irrationally you enjoy the stuff that you collect, it only makes sense to get something to hold that collection that was made with that same, furious, irrational love for design. Everything I really appreciate about the stuff that I collect that is outside of what the stuff literally does, i.e. knives cut, watches tell time, and pens write, is reflected in the RotoSelect. It's incredibly well made. It's unbelievably, well designed. It's a pleasure to use and to look at. It's kind of a triumph, part of me is saying that because I know what went into this, and I know Julian, and I know how much he cares and obsesses about this thing, and he deserves for this to be seen by collectors who I know will appreciate it. But part of it is just the thing itself. Like, if I didn't know Julian, I would be just as gobsmacked by this thing. It has changed the way I appreciate my own collection, and I think that's probably the highest praise that I could give it. This has become a centerpiece of my bedroom now. You know, it lives on my dresser. Every day, I look forward to getting to use it. As of the publishing of this video, there's only a few days left to go and back the RotoSelect Kickstarter. And if anything I've said here has you even a little bit intrigued, I implore you to go and back it. This is a truly special product that will elevate the way you experience your own collection. For me, I know it's reinvigorated my interest in knives again, and there may still be a few spots left to get it at an introductory price, which is frankly a bargain. Now, Julian was kind enough to send this to me early for free, and I will absolutely be keeping it. But I believe that real friends pay retail because we understand what it actually takes to turn an idea into reality and how much that costs and what it's actually worth. So, I have backed the Kickstarter, and I will be buying another one. And this is your chance, dear viewer, if you've watched this far, to win one for free. All that I ask is that you share the RotoSelect Kickstarter in the next 7 days till it ends somewhere and tag me as well. So whether it's Instagram or TikTok or whatever social media you use, tag me at Seth30V and share the link to the Kickstarter in the description. I'll be keeping a track of whoever tags me, adding them to a spreadsheet as it happens. And as soon as the Kickstarter ends, I'll be picking a winner to receive my spot. I think this thing stands a real chance to become a collection essential, but the only way that happens is if enough people see the vision. So help me share the word. You'll get a chance to win one in the process and see for yourself why I think it's so special. And, you know, you'll help my buddy Julian too. I hope to have something else up soon. I'd love to upload a little more frequently. I'm working on a more ambitious video about knife modification. It is well beyond my current filmmaking skills at the moment, but we'll see how it comes together. I'm kind of excited about it. Okay, that's the video. Bye-bye.